I don't join no. I don't join no. I don't join no.
On this video, we are going to be looking at a very interesting topic or a very interesting phenomenon, a word or an idea that I believe most young Nigerians are already very familiar with, but might not really know that, oh, this is what it's called. And this idea or this word or this phenomenon is called hazing, Hazing. Hope you all can all remember this sound that was trending a while ago in Nigeria. That goes like this. So you want to come back? You want to team in the big boys? Now you the wrong, you the wrong, that is the story. That is the story of BAMing, of somebody that has BAM, that have tried, that has gone through the process of hazing to belong to a particular group. But in this instance, it could be a secret cult, it could be a confraternity, it could be anything, but the word hazing has to do with undergoing a painful physical abusive process, a psychological damaging or a psychological traumatic experience in order for you to belong to a particular group. Now, the big question, why is it even important for individuals to go through such level of demeaning traumatic experiences, especially the physical abusive parts, in order to belong to a group? Why is it important? Why do the groups set the standards for people to go through? The first one is power, second one is loyalty test, and the third one is bonding. Now, why power? People that are already involved in this group need to feel a sense of superiority over their new recruited members. They need to feel a sense of, oh, we are not in the same league. They need to feel like the big boys that you now are trying to chill with. So you need to undergo the process of getting involved inside that group. That's what they call it. Now you don't go belong. Now you are going to join something. You need to pass through that humiliating psychological traumatic experience in order to belong to that group. So it's a power move. The second one is loyalty testing. When it is very difficult for you to gain access to a particular group, the tendency that you will become very loyal to that group would be high, and the probability of you betraying the loyalty of that group will be reduced to almost zero, because it took you a lot. It was not easy, it was very stressful, it was very rigorous. The process of gaining access was very rigorous. So you are going to hold that group with a high value, like to a high value standard, that yes, it was not easy for you to become a member. Now you have belonged to that confraternity, so you hold it close to your heart. The third one is bonding, shared painful traumatic experiences. It creates a deep bond amongst the members. When members go through a lot together, especially painful experience that has a high emotional intensity, when the experience has high emotional intensity, either in terms of ecstasy, pleasurable events, when they are trying to, oh, now these people are, they used to call it, what's it called now? What's the word? Like you are moving in gangs. It's aesthetic, like you are moving fearlessly, because the men are, I used to call it like these are men. It's nice, it creates a sense of bonding, and even if the experience is traumatic, is hurtful, you know that everybody inside this group has already gone through this hurtful process. Now we are brothers. Now we are one. They call it brotherhood, confraternity, a secret cult. So that's why the group deem it important for members to go through the process of hazing or to go through the process of BAMing in order to belong to specific groups. So to push this research further, I went on to start to try to unravel the psychological effects it have on the individual and on the group. For the individual, it tries to destroy the sense of self. Now the individual is no longer worried about, is this the right thing? Is this thing that we are doing, is it right? Or is this activity that I'm trying to embark on, is it right? The individual will not be consumed with, how am I supposed to fit in? Or with this activity, or with this thing that I'm about to do, with this action that I'm about to execute on, how is it going to make me fit in properly to this new group that I belong to? So that's going to be the thought that will be consuming the mind of that individual. Second, and which will now spiral down into dependency, silence, and total loyalty. You will lose your sense of self and just be conformed to the values and the principles of what that group represents. It might not just be violence, 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 like trying to move with like destructive motives. It might be trying to raise funds, trying to make money, trying to do other things that you feel like is valuable to you as at that time. Now, the psychological effect it has on the group, it normalizes abuse because people who were once victims end up becoming the ones perpetuating the circle of abuse. And that's just because they don't just want to belong anymore, but they want to justify the humiliating, painful, and traumatic experience they had when they were trying to get access into the group. And to eventually create systems, mechanisms, and behavioral pattern of people who truly believe and justify the cruelty they endured in order to gain access to the group. So, if a group needs to hurt you, they need to make you feel pain, they need to traumatize you in order for you to belong, in order for them to accept you, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it makes any sense. And not every building, not every body, not every group, not every association, organization, or group that says they are trying to build you, they are trying to give you, they are trying to make you a man, is actually trying to help you. And not every transformation is worth it. So that'll be all for today, guys. Hope you learned something important or something interesting or something new. Or if you not learn anything, know that the actual word for bombing is hazing. So that'll be all for today, guys. That will be all for today, guys. Bye and catch you on the next one.